Rafiki, how did you know Simba was still alive? There's a scene in The Lion King. On a stormy night, Simba is lying on the ground, resting. The strong wind lifts the leaves around him. Mixed in with the leaves is some of Simba's fur. The wind carries it far away. In the next scene, the leaves drift over to Rafiki. He picks one up and examines it closely. At first, he isn't sure what it means, but after bringing it close and taking a sniff, he recognizes Simba's scent. So how did he know that smell? The fruit Rafiki is eating in that scene is a baobab fruit. In many parts of Africa, people consider it a sacred fruit. At the beginning of the story, when Simba is first born, Rafiki crushes the same fruit. He uses its juice to mark Simba's forehead. When the wind carries the leaves, it also brings back the familiar scent of the baobab fruit. Rafiki realizes that Simba must still be alive. Here's another detail that a lot of people missed. When Scar first appears in the movie, we see him playing with a mouse he has just caught. Zazu interrupts and says, "Didn't your mother ever teach you? Don't play with your food." A moment later, Scar loses track of the mouse. It escapes. Later in the movie, after carrying out his plan to kill Mufasa, he makes the exact same mistake. He doesn't kill Simba right away. Instead, he lets Simba run away. He treats the chase like a game, just like he did with the mouse. 10 years later, Simba returns to the Pride Lands. In the end, he defeats Scar. Scar's downfall comes from never learning from his mistakes. He always underestimates any life he considers beneath him. And in the end, that is exactly what destroys him. Have you noticed? There are 4 absolutely massive characters in Angry Birds, and Mighty Eagle only ranks 4th. 4th place is Mighty Eagle. He's a legendary hero whose story has been passed down across Bird Island for years. He's far bigger than any ordinary bird. He lives inside a cave, and when he spreads his wings, their enormous span can almost cover the entire sky. He can even fly while carrying heavy loads, easily lifting 3 birds at once. During the island's celebration, you can see that he's even bigger than Terrence. 3rd place is Hank. This eagle has blue-gray feathers. He's huge and powerfully built. His muscles are clearly defined. As the guardian of Eagle Island, he looks unbelievably massive and intimidating. The muscles on his body can even contract and move on their own. Red can't even reach his waist. He's much larger than the other guards on Eagle Island. 2nd place is Bubbles. In his normal state, he looks cute and harmless, but he has a special ability. He can inflate himself. During the final battle on Pig Island, he was launched by the slingshot straight into the center of Pig City. Even after the pigs completely surrounded him, he instantly inflated. In the end, he grew so large that he was as wide as half the city. This ability allows him to reach an absolutely gigantic size. But there's one character who's even more powerful than Bubbles. Someone who could easily destroy all of Pig Island. Can you guess who it is? Why do Terrence and Matilda have so many children? Terrence and Matilda already have 6 kids, even though they've only been married for 2 years. More importantly, most birds can only lay 1 egg at a time. Even when 3 chicks hatch, they all come from the same egg. But Matilda can lay 3 eggs at the same time. The difference comes from her unique special ability. First, Matilda naturally has a special egg-laying combat ability. When the birds attack Pig Island, Red launches Matilda with the giant slingshot. As she flies over the pigs, she can instantly lay special eggs. These eggs are completely different from ordinary ones. They glow, and can even explode instantly. They can drive away a whole group of pigs, and destroy their buildings, greatly boosting the birds' morale. Second, Matilda cares deeply about her children. When the pigs steal the other birds' eggs, she is the first to enter the battlefield. She takes the lead, and fights alongside her teammates. Even when the pigs open fire with guns, she stands on the front line to protect everyone. After the stolen eggs are recovered, she is also responsible for sorting and looking after them. She can clearly tell every egg apart. She never mixes them up. Terrence also loves children. He may look fierce. Matilda was even afraid to talk to him, but in reality, he is gentle and caring. He is willing to chirp together with the baby birds, and he even lets the little birds perch on top of his head. Do you like this couple? Why haven't Chuck and Bob gotten married even after Red had 3 kids? They're actually gay. First of all, Chuck is always with Bob. When Red first met them, the 2 of them were sitting together. Even when Bob exploded right next to Chuck, Chuck still took him back with him. When Bob returned from the battlefield, Chuck was also the first one to run up and greet him. Whenever Chuck sits on Bob, he always looks especially happy. Secondly, Chuck and Bob often have close physical interactions. When Chuck went to find Bob gently patted Chuck on the head. On the day Chuck received a love letter, he shyly leaned against Bob and made a heart shape with both hands. When Bob was floating on the water, Chuck stood on top of him and danced. When Bob fell off a cliff, Chuck was the one who saved him. Besides that, Chuck and Bob share a lot of the same interests. Chuck really loves dancing. When he meets Silver, he immediately starts dancing with her. Bob also loves dancing. When Matilda invited everyone to dance, he immediately started dancing. They both enjoy anything new and fun. Whenever they see a lake, they team up to perform water tricks. After Red's kids were born, the 2 of them also helped Red take care of them. When they boarded the pig ship, the first thing they did was play with the little toys on board. They're both curious about all kinds of strange and interesting objects. Do you think Chuck and Bob will end up together? Have you ever noticed that Leonard really loves wearing thongs? Some people wonder if he's part of the LGBTQ community. Leonard's big beard makes him look very masculine, but when he takes a shower, he secretly puts on a pink thong. So why does he do that? First, Leonard's crown is decorated with a pink gem. He can also casually pull out a pink figure skating outfit and wear it. But the pink thong is something he only wears in secret while showering. Every other pig of his kind has completely smooth skin without a single hair. Leonard is the only one with a beard. That suggests pigs of his species aren't naturally supposed to grow facial hair. Leonard may have intentionally grown the beard to hide his unique preferences and make himself look more masculine. Second, Leonard is also extremely confident. He often takes pictures of his own body and decorates them with cute pink stickers. He even secretly wears lipstick in private. That suggests deep down he may actually see himself as a female pig. And Leonard is supposed to be Red's enemy, yet he secretly wears a cherry blossom themed outfit. When he puts it on, he looks a lot like Red. He even blushes with embarrassment. He also secretly uses tools to spy on where Red lives. He knows everything about Red's home. He might actually have special feelings for Red. Do you think Leonard is LGBTQ? Many viewers never noticed this. When Bonnie plays with her toys, she is very rough with them. She throws them straight into the air without caring if they get damaged. We can even see that sometimes she spits on her toys. Some people think that's just the way Bonnie is. But if you remember, when Andy accidentally broke Woody, you could see that Andy was really worried.
Mom, Woody's arm ripped.
Oh no, maybe we can fix him on the way.
But then, she put Woody in a safe place. Later, Andy also protected Woody from being taken away by the fat man. You can tell that Andy always took great care of his toys, but Bonnie's parents don't seem to care about those things. However, there's another detail. Why is Woody the only toy that can sit on Andy's shoulders? Right from the beginning, you can see that when Andy plays with all of his toys, even though he has many toys, Woody is the only one who gets to sit on his shoulders. Many people think it's simply because Woody used to be Andy's favorite toy, but later, when Buzz became his favorite, Andy still never let Buzz sit on his shoulders. A more reasonable explanation is that whenever Andy plays with Jessie, he often has Jessie ride Bullseye. Bonnie also plays with her toys the same way, but since Woody doesn't have his own horse, Andy decided to be Woody's horse himself. Many people do not know, but when Woody decided to rescue Buzz, we know that he wanted to take the remote control car out of the box and use the remote control car to bring Buzz back to the moving truck. This was the only way he could think of to help Buzz rejoin the others.
You don't understand! Buzz is out there! We gotta help him! Go!
Toss him overboard!
Many viewers assume that the remote control car returned to Andy's house with them. After all, the remote control appears again in the second movie, but unfortunately, the remote control car never appears again after that. You might think that it was simply stored away, but there is actually a reasonable explanation within the story. If you remember the highway chase scene, we know that when Woody and Buzz tried to catch up to the truck, the remote control car ran out of power and stopped on the road.
Woody, the rocket, the match! Yes! Thank you, Sid! No! No, no, no!
Then Woody climbed onto the rocket and used it to fly into the air. At that moment, Woody pulled away with the remote control. But from this scene, we can see that when they flew into the sky, the remote control car's controller was left on the road. This creates a question. The controller was clearly lost on the street. But in the second movie, Woody still had the same remote control in his hand. This makes it confusing, because it was clearly left behind on the road. So the possible reason why the remote control car never appeared again is, the remote control car itself was very small and not suitable for Andy to operate. It was likely that it eventually stopped working. At the same time, the controller had been left behind on the highway. Even if the remote control car was brought back, without the controller, it would no longer be able to move and would lose its purpose. That is why it never appeared again in the later story.